It's actually very good. You guys did not want to hear what Zany was saying. So we're doing that on
God
purpose here.
damn
I
it.
told Zany we went live. He tried to sneak some
You
stuff
tricked
in.
me.
We tricked him. I'm also very happy to have another special guest here with us.
What's up,
Got,
nerds?
got Havoc on the mic. Very excited for that. Havoc knows the game maybe better than anybody. Always love hearing his takes on things. And thank you very much for the Prime sub, Ividic K or IVIDK underscore. It is really appreciate that. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. We're getting close to more emote slots, which would be great. More banjo for you guys. Real quick before we get too far into this, I just want to give people some fair warning here. As is always the case with tournaments, things happen in life. I won't expose people as to whether this was them not understanding tournament timings and rules or whether something actually happened, but there may be some people who don't make it today. We're still waiting on that, so I won't name names yet. People might show up, but just don't be surprised if there are some shakeups in the brackets and some people who went away come back, or people who maybe weren't going to make it through. So if you're rooting for specific teams, you can continue to be excited about that. But for now, we've got a really exciting round of 16 match for y'all. This seems to be Decent Players versus Big Nog, a team named after one of its players. So a real lack of ego here from the other player on this team.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Let's take a look at the bans here. And I'm curious, Havoc, you specifically, you played a lot of 2v2s recently. What your thoughts are on which maps went away and which maps stayed?
Day 101, I'm not surprised by. Pacino is very friendly toward like heavy light vehicle play, so I can see people wanting to veto that. Torrente needs no explanation. People hate that map. It's too tight. Really favors like campy play styles. Not a lot of diversity in terms of what you can do because the map is so condensed. Else Outskirts, I'm a little surprised. That was probably near the end of the pick ban phase. We've seen a fair amount of Else Outskirts so far. And then we've got Campbell's and Eindhoven left over, which is well potentially left over. But yeah, not too surprised. These are probably some of the more balanced maps in terms of strategic diversity and faction favorability. So not surprised to see these two.
I don't like sand. It coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Well, we got some bad news for you, Zany. We are about to get Sandy right now. Yeah, the bans are in order. So. And we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we good, gentlemen?
Mm-hmm.
The Gucci.
All right. Zany, who the heck is this in the South? And what are they doing?
Well, I don't know, man. You're putting so much pressure on me. God, the guy in red, his name is Isidore. And he's playing as the American, and his teammate is like freaking purple. It's Nico, my cousin. Let's go bowling. It's the Big Knock team.
Wow. Thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and ask Havoc to introduce the other team. I think we could all catch our breath here.
Oh, I can appreciate the energy, you know. It's a dynamic duo that emerged out of an unlikely partnership, I feel like, between Ray and Inca Una. But we've got Inca Una playing Dak in the north and Ray on Wehrmacht. No surprise on the choices there.
Perhaps.
Should be an interesting match with the WSF. I'm really interested to see how this is going to shake up, especially with Battle Group Eliminator.
WSF are destroy Axis.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
we've got veteran crews already unlocked. Waiting to see the Jeep though for Isildur, and Nico's already picked advanced infantry, so they've got their BGs locked.
Ooh.
So just for clarity for the audience and for me, Daniel, the format is that each team can only use every battle group once. So you can't have a situation where like Nico and Isildur switch battle groups but do the same thing next game, hypothetically.
Correct. If they want to play WS a second time, they'll have to go Airborne SSF. They can't.
Right.
It's a per team lockout that includes every game.
I love that.
I want to see battle group diversity. So.
Yeah.
Don't want to see double left loiters. Don't want to see double advanced infantry assault. That may be a strong strat. It may be a viable strat. And generally, I'm an advocate for build diversity and to let people try anything. But I think in this case, mandating one use of a BG per team per set actually gets us more variety. So
yeah,
I'm
definitely
all
the right
for
choice.
variety.
Yep.
Yes.
first fight here, looking relatively Axis favored so far. I gotta say, I like this MG moving up next to the Ursa, and it's pressure on the allied fuel so far, which I think is always the position you want to be in on this map. You want to be the one attacking your opponent's fuel, because if you're not, then you're defending your fuel.
Well, you would think that, but we've got third rifle hitting the field for both Isildur and Nico, and I think this is where it can potentially swing to be more allied favor. If you can get a good flank in with that third rifle, if you look at the Axis line, they're looking pretty weak, but Ray seems to be managing it well with his machine gun positioning.
Yeah. And, well, both Axis teams are pushing out their heavy machine guns. They know they're going to be up against a torrent of riflemen.
Commander, starting ISC upgrade.
Second 42 for Ray, and I'm a little surprised to see the 34, MG34 from Inca. I hate this unit. I think it's terrible. I think you're always better off either getting vehicle upgrades or going for a flak veerling if you need a suppression platform, but he's made it work for him in 2v2s with this Bursa build that he's been doing for a while. But we've got 3 Axis machine guns on the field, and so far only 1 allied mortar.
And none of the machine guns could stop that scout squad that's now cutting off munitions. Sneaky.
Yeah. Denying munitions is pretty critical for Axis late game abilities, between the different mech abilities. Artillery cover from this Italian combined arms battle group, that's going to have an impact in the long run if they can manage to keep denying the munitions income. They do have the North munitions point though, so they're doing fine.
I'm curious to see what Ray will pick. He has yet to pick his battle group. But it's probably gonna be Luftwaffe or mechanized. Well,
Yeah,
who am I kidding? It's gonna be mechanized.
Those are definitely the ones he's been favoring recently, but he's got options here. This map's not too bad for Luftwaffe. A little surprised to see him going for the Panzer Grenadier Company here and not getting the officer quarters for his infantry company. That's his usual composition, so he might be experimenting or trying something that I haven't seen in public matches.
I think it's worth noting about mechanized versus Luftwaffe that there's no Brit, which means no Matilda, which means while the Panther's obviously a great unit in any context, I think the necessity of the Panther as a mobile counter to Matilda goes away when there's WS, so I think it does open up other options, and I think it makes Luftwaffe perhaps a more tempting choice. That Loiter is very good on this map.
Definitely, yeah, a lot of exposure on the map. 2 riflemen pushing in this fuel.
Oh!
Machine guns looking pretty
Flamethrower
low.
down. They dropped the flamethrower, picked up a flamethrower. Okay. Looking at the middle pioneers. Just picked up a flamethrower that got dropped. Don't think they lost any units though.
I think there was 2 Panzer piles and now there's 1.
Yeah, there were Panzer Pio near. Yeah, so
right.
that's what went down.
Okay, Ray finally getting his officer quarters. I'm actually quite surprised to not see a truck on the field for Inca Una right now. I feel like that's pretty critical, especially when you're facing the swaths of manpower economy from USF and the mortar on the field. You need to be able to mitigate that damage, but obviously, here we go, the flak veerling on the field. He was going for a faster flak so they can start to push that allied infantry back.
Both teams going motor pool. I just wonder, will Nico be going tank depot when he's gone Rangers, which is a rather expensive manpower-wise battle group to go for? What do you say, Havoc?
I mean, not surprised to see a mortar pool choice from the advanced infantry player. Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be both of them because Isildur's got his first Greyhound on the field. But I think we can expect to see Nico stay in motor pool for a little bit longer. He's going to want logistics to reduce his reinforcement costs, improve his infantry's veterancy rate, and he's probably going to want to lean on the AT guns, which, yeah, we can see in production right now for Nico.
Sector gone.
All right.
Back.
So it looks like it will. No, both Inca, Una, and Ray are going for healing trucks. Well, it's a half track for Ray, but no, he cancels it. Goes for Hack, and then it'll be Inca Una with the med truck forward, I believe.
Yeah, you don't really need the overlap between the two, and the DAC medical truck is far better, especially when you get Vet 1. It provides that massive infantry buff. I think it's like 20% rate of fire, 20% accuracy, and 10 or 20% movement speed. And it applies to any infantry, not just DAC infantry. So you can get some really terrifying Stoss or late game Wehrmacht infantry spots that with that buff. So
it's actually 3 times 20% on speed, fire rate, and accuracy. That's super good.
Yeah, very strong passive.
I get callouts for. I just saw Inca Una is having technical issues. He wrote in chat to his teammate that he's getting no callouts. That's weird.
Yeah, I've heard other people talk about sound bugs in the game. Mule was saying he didn't get a lot of the, like, what was he saying, like tank sounds? Or no, planes. He said he didn't hear planes. So yes, his last patch might introduce some weird sound issues. Hopefully it doesn't affect the match too much here.
A lot of riflemen on the field. 7 in total.
Yikes.
The 2 Bursa squads are not going to be able to hold this.
Well, Ray, he's cooking up some remedy for the rifle issue. It's gonna be a sniper, aka the boogeyman.
Good use of this machine gun. Oh, great grenade from that grenadier.
Victory point now under enemy control.
Bars ticking for Nico.
Bugged. Reyes says something is bugged somewhere. Yes, says Inca Una. So a unit somewhere is bugged.
The enemy is winning.
I'm not too surprised considering Inca's lost a couple units at this point. He must be missing some audio cues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call. But I mean, it never hurts to ask, I would say, in a situation like this. But at the same time, it could be kind of awkward putting your opponents in a position to make that kind of decision. Especially when, at this point, if I were in this position with Nico and Isildur, I'd feel like we were in a good spot.
Yeah, it would be bad for them to lose their excellent position.
First infantry assault hitting the field for Nico. He's got 4 riflemen, double AT guns, and they are raking in the munitions income. This ability is absolutely busted. With the TTK changes and the nature of the cooldown on this ability, it's really difficult to deal with as Axis. You can pretty much continuously run these squads into your opponent's lines, and unfortunately, the cooldown starts on this ability when you call it in, which means by the time the infantry have either been killed or dissipated, you already have another assault coming in.
Yes, sir. This gives a whole new meaning to the Expendables, don't you think?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. These machine guns, though, they're actually making pretty quick work of these. Nico and Isildur not really maneuvering around this infantry assault to try and get some additional map control. And you can see them closing in here on the south. Trying to jockey for position over there. Forward medical tent finally going up for Nico. This is a great spot for it. It's going to allow them to maintain control of that center. Reduce the bleed that they're going to take overall. They're going to get more reinforcements from the tent. So they're in a good spot, and I am going to expect Isildur to start thinking about pivoting into tier 4 and easy 8s to deal with some of the late game Axis armor. And we've got a Wesp on the field for Ray. This is an interesting choice.
Well, that's how you demolish a tent, Havoc. Using artillery.
Yeah, they have no way to know where the tent is at the moment. It's possible that Ray is just suspicious that they have one because he knows that they've gone advanced infantry.
True,
But
true.
without visibility, they're not going to be able to figure out where they need to hit it. And there's no way that Axis is going to get that deep anytime soon with their current kit.
Inca Una also goes indirect fire LEIG called in.
Yeah, I like that choice. They need the indirect with all of these allied infantry blobs, team weapons.
Speaking of which, here
Yeah.
comes another one. Blop, 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 blop. We're gonna drown you in bodies.
Yeah, that machine gun in the north looking a little bit precarious on that victory point.
I'm just one man.
Yeah.
You know, there is
That was
actually a
fun,
horror
yeah.
movie that's called The Blob, and it devours everything in its path.
Oh my
FYI.
god. This is obviously a practice maneuver. Look at the route that this infantry squad is taking. Oh my god, he picked off the sniper.
Munitions well spent. Brain dead squad flanking the sniper and killing him.
That has to be a practice maneuver. There's no way that he just guessed that they were going to take that path.
Oh, big brain play here by Nico, my favorite cousin.
I just want to point out here, it looks like the regular guys, like the guys who have the rifleman in the blob, take the rifleman skin, so you can actually see how many Zooks there are left and how many, which is actually kind of a nerf to it. So people who really want to sweat with this ability should turn off the rifleman skin, so that it's just one big homogeneous blob.
Oh my god, he's going to lose that Grand. Oh no!
Can we do a quick time check here, Havoc? I think you might be a little behind.
14, 43, 44, 45.
48, 49,
48,
50.
49,
Okay,
50,
I'm
51,
1,
52.
2,
Good.
3. Okay, there we go.
3.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's all good.
Oh, another Grand. Oh.
Man, Axis just lost so much in this push, even down south. Oy.
Yeah, look at this munition pool from Nico. He's got 250 in the bank, getting 41 per minute. He's going to be able to call these things in non-stop. And now they're building a fuel cache.
Yes, and here they come again. It's blobbing time.
The enemy remains stubborn. We are down to 300 points.
No, Daddy, no, not the blobbing time.
Silder picks up one of Raid's AT guns. That Pack 38's been decrewed as well.
Can I do an advertisement for the Rent the Blob? Do you need an army? Do you have munitions? Well, do we have a deal for you? For the low price of Hunter's Munition, you can get your very own Rent a Blob. Just dial 555, need a blob, and we'll throw in the second blob for free. Just point on the map where you want it deployed, and we'll deploy it within 5 shipping days.
Oh my gosh, this is where the power of this ability really comes in. Like, you can see the allies, they've been pushed back a little bit. They're just kind of doing a soft reset, reinforce. But there's no pressure off the Axis lines here with this AI blob here. It buys them all the time that they need to reinforce and get their actual troops back into position to continue the pressure and the attack.
Yeah, and while they're struggling to maintain this side of the map, Nico is just wrapping up the other side of the map uncontested.
Sniper Sniper took a lot of damage there. Good retreat by Ray.
Territory sector lost.
He's still managing his 2 machine guns pretty well. The second one's coming up on vet 3.
Light artillery batteries are now ours to command.
He's just raking in that XP from the blob.
What? They just vanished? Plop! Delete!
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was
We
weird.
have a surplus of command points available.
We've got the medical truck about 2/3 of the way to the vet 1, but we have no elite Axis infantry on the field.
Oh, and there goes the Panzerpionier. No.
Did see the Vet 2 rifle go down and drop a bar, so minor win there for the Axis, although immediately returned with that Panzer pilot death.
I mean, Allies got him triple capped. This is over in 3 minutes at this rate.
We're gonna need to make a recovery, but I mean, looking at the honestly, from a pop perspective, they're not doing too bad. But oh my god, Isildur, 1, 2, 3, 4 riflemen, 5th one in production.
Oh, disgusting. Shameful display. Yeah, he also has 380 guns. Disgusting.
Yeah, this part of the problem with some of the indirect in this game right now is like you've got things like the ISG that are very passively accurate against static positions, but when you have forward heal and reinforce and relatively cheap AT guns, it's really difficult to punish your opponent for positioning them together like this. And with riflemen holding the line and some light vehicles, it's very difficult to actually push units through to deal some meaningful damage to them.
Oh, I'm feeling bad for Inkona. He has not managed to get much tech going here 20 minutes into the game.
Another infantry assault coming in on the fuel. Well, they're gonna run right into that sniper.
Yeah.
You know.
Guess who's back? You don't need to tell a friend. We'll make it loud. Ooh, mid truck almost at 1. Just need a few more bodies to drop.
One of our anti-tank guns has been silenced.
While I like this West choice from Ray, I have to say it's a big oversight on his part to not get the officer quarters. The precision of the Vet 1 barrage on the West is what makes it a good unit. And not having that, the max range scatter on that thing is absolutely atrocious. You're hitting nothing with it. So I think if he's going to consider Wesp in maybe another game, he has to consider the officer.
The game ended. Havoc, are you behind again?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I just
finishing my thought.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. Game ended with the whimper anyway. It's
Yeah.
understandable there. Yes, you can see pretty big resource differential here. Feel better than munitions for the Axis, but still, you can just see the map control difference. Pretty brutal.
Anyway, Ambulance reached Vet 1 just as the game ended. Bang!
Too little too late there for seems to be decent players. And we'll see how
Perhaps.
decent their allies is, because they're going to need to do it to secure themselves a game 3 here.
Have you or the team been doing any tracking of allies versus Axis win ratios, Daniel?
No, we
Curious.
said we would last tournament, and then it was done post tournament, and I think that's going to happen this time too. There will be less games though in the Olymp phase, so we may just track Olymp phase. I think it'll be better data than looking at group stages. Had a lot of imbalanced matches, so.
Debacle. I'm a hypecaster. I have no clue what the analyze means. What the heck?
All right, we're gonna get right into game 2 here. Put a win on the board here. Actually, why don't we... Where's the... For people who maybe missed it the first time, I'll put the bands up again. This is how we ended up on Campbell's. And we'll see. What do you guys think? Are we going to see another... another infantry assault game here?
It's possible.
No.
You don't
No.
think so?
No. I have inside knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, I'm at the 5-second mark, but
Oh, okay. So
I got a surprise for the viewers. Or the viewers are in for a surprise.
Alright. Okay, so we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We Gucci. Yeah. And would you look at that? Ray, America, airborne.
Machine gun Penetra underway.
So, no infantry assault.
Yeah, look at that. That's spicy. Is he going... Oh, yeah, and he's going WOC. We've seen this a lot from him.
Bingo fuel in.
Yes, sir. And Inkauna is also locked in his battle group, heavy armor battle group.
Heavy machine gun has been requisitioned.
If there's a map that's great for... I hope we see paratroopers. I don't know if we will from Ray, but if there's a good map for paratroopers, it's this one. Being able to park them behind some of the green cover positions,
Engineers
maybe
on
some
the field.
double LMG play. Could be nice to see. Nice break from riflemen, but I will say it is a bit of a precarious choice compared to what we would normally see around riflemen. Just a lot more versatile, universally good. Paratroop is much more situational.
Oh man, Isildur, look at Isildur's capping order. He knows there's a heavy machine gun on his fuel.
For sure, yeah, that extra pile vision's gonna let him see that machine gun long before. They also saw where the plane flew over, so they're probably anticipating that the machine gun is in position to either capture or defend that area.
We need coordinates.
Havoc, I want to ask your take on not drop... Given and there's no DAC, so there's no bike, what's your thought on Ray dropping so conservative versus dropping on the fuel? Obviously, lift is a concern, but I'm curious your take on that.
I wouldn't consider it a conservative drop. He did drop like right in front of the fuel. I'm a little surprised he didn't try to capture it. Although, you know, if he did set the machine gun up, then that would give Isildur the opportunity to see where it's positioned and flank it with the Pioneer, which would kind of like cause him to lose a lot of momentum. So I'm assuming that's part of the reason why, but this is also part of Ray's nature as a player. He's much more careful. He takes a lot less risks.
Sniper, it's the boogeyman for Ray. Aha.
That's a great machine gun reposition to deal with that flanking squads from Nico.
Yeah, they're pushing in, closing in on that machine gun. Grenadiers from the other side also coming in.
Fuel point.
But it's gonna be fine. He's fine.
Allies starting with some really nice fuel control. Great early advantage 2 minutes in. Curious to see
Dingo's
what's going to
putting
come
in
next
work.
from Ray.
Paratroopers? Nah, we still need points.
He's pretty close to the next CP. We could see paratroopers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And he's got a lot of manpower banked up, so paratroopers it must be.
Paratroopers are
This is such a brutal map to start with a low fuel income as Axis, because you really need to get to your tier 2 or 3 as fast as possible so you can start getting those power units out. And Inca and Array are making them pay dearly for it right now. Still no fuel control at 3.5 minutes in. And there's still a bit of ways from being able to tech up as well.
No battle group pick either from Axis. Oh.
4th Grenadier in protection for Nico. A little surprised at that. I feel like a mortar would be a more reliable choice here.
Alright, first paratrooper squad inbound. Say your prayers, boys!
turning back now.
Well, that's a great drop. Right on the capturing Pioneer squad.
Oh, yeah.
Ray kiting really well with the sniper. He's already on 7 kills. There it is.
Yes, sir. 7 kills. And those carbines on the fuel are glowing.
Great
Pioneer's about to drop. And in 10 seconds, Ray can reinforce with another paratrooper squad.
Yeah, look at this manpower float. Just like exceptional manpower economy so far from him.
Okay, he's not dropping it yet. Not taking motor pool. Could be going straight to tank depot. Yeah, mechanized support center being built by Ray. Ooh.
Oh, that credit.
Canister shot?
Position. Isildur and Nico both going for 4 Grenadier with the officer quarters upgrade.
The
Based on the
says
CPs they're at, I could see one of them going mech and trying to pull an 8 rad.
just to keep them down. Stay
Yeah.
down. We got canister shots. Whew. I mean, Ray has plus 500 manpower and almost 100 fuel banked.
This is brutal. Inca's Tango is already at vet 2, 5 minutes in. 13 kills
Nope.
on the sniper, 8 on the dingo.
He's building a quad. Building a quad. Ray's building a quad.
That has to be the latest quad I've ever seen from Ray.
6 minutes.
Usually,
now.
typical quad timing you're seeing is like 4 minutes, 30, 5 minutes at the latest. 6 is pretty late, but it is actually a great choice considering the Axis composition. Like, he's going to be able to chew up those Grenadiers from max range.
Yeah, and also the Axis lack of fuel. I mean, they still haven't teched. And they spent a bunch of fuel on that officer quarters as well.
Half-track deploying is ordered.
Doesn't seem to be any clear direction. Okay, Isildur's locked in mechanized.
Under attack. We must act.
Yeah, he is soon to hit another point. Could unlock the 8 rad.
Filling our munitions point.
Yeah, it's available now. So whenever he wants to call it, he will have the freedom to.
Near victory point.
Allies actually don't have anything on the field to deal with this right now. This could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Sector's gone. We must take it back.
But where is the 8 rad?
Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity from Isildur, not getting that on the field out as early as possible. He's obviously focusing on his engagements, but having this thing could totally swing the momentum in the other direction. So I'm not really sure what it is he's waiting for.
New ability
Oh, well, that 8
There we
rad
go.
window. Yeah, but Incauna with the Steward.
Yeah, almost anticipating. You know, I think that's a great call from Inca. He's probably sensing the frustration and thinking that they're going to reactionary lock a. One of them is going to play mech, and so he counters with perfect timing on the Stewart.
Yes, sir. Waiting.
So look at what okay. I was gonna say, look at what Ink is doing. He wasn't showing it, but he just drove through the VP. I was gonna say, I thought he was gonna bait the quad, but
Yeah.
decided to bring it over to help with an engagement.
lost control of the sector.
Yeah. Yeah, I was also thinking that he was gonna use the quad to bait the 8 rad and let the Steward come in and finish off the 8 rad, but no.
We have infantry.
LMG upgrade for the other paratrooper. Okay, no AT response from Ray yet.
Big brain section blob. Second 8 rad coming in.
And Nico has yet to pick his battle group.
He's tacked his Panzer Grenadier Company. No choice on. I was thinking maybe we might see a Nebel, but it's It's a little early for that.
Also, for those wondering, Sniper has 21 kills, 22 kills now.
You know, something I just thought about is, in a game like this where you're so far behind, it might be better not to pick a battle group, especially if it's a strong battle group you might want for a potential G3.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Neck is now off the
Yeah,
table.
it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I understand not wanting to hand over a game in a best-of-3 series, but you also have to consider, like, this map, I'm not sure 100% what the win ratio is, but I consider North Side to be weaker, even with the map changes that we've seen, and I'm pretty confident that the Allied win rate is much stronger on this map. So much open space for them to maneuver, position AT guns, long-range infantry prowess with the sections, like... Not saying you should throw in the towel and accept that you're going to lose this map, but to your point, Daniel, I think potentially spending your mech on a map that you have a high probability of losing is not the most thought-out long-term strategy, I think.
Might be better to go luft coastal and just drop on the VP and rush coastal to the VPs and try to have faction pick in game 3 potentially.
Yep.
Oi, Axis making a play. 8-rat diving AT gun. They're going in.
He didn't expect that 6-pounder from Inca. That 8-rat's in a dicey position, but there's no snares in the area unless the Stewart. He's not going to get that off.
They still push. They are gonna take the middle VP. But no armored support here for the troops.
Oh, that Gren going down. That's a tough loss for Isildur. He was clearly focused on his 8 rads. He lost the Gren in the center VP.
The second Gren to go down for him. Looks like he's actually replaced one. He's at 3.
Finally teching Panzer Grenadier Company. Probably the right choice at this point. Nico, still no battle group selected, but he does have double pack on the field with the Vet 1 upgrade. I actually like this a lot. He has the potential to use that cloak and pick off one of those light vehicles with a quick volley from the packs, as long as he can keep them hidden. But that's going to be hard to do with so many sections with Reki upgrade on the field. And now we're going to see the recon loiter probably coming in pretty consistently from Ray to keep an eye on the Axis positions.
Yeah, they gotta spot that bunker going up. And there's the tank depot for Ray. Though he has no upgrades in yet. Could go up gun Shermans.
Enemy has 300 points remaining.
Sniper.
Have 3 command points available.
He's alive!
Wow.
Enemy movement near victory point.
Must be frustrating for Isildur to let the sniper get away like that.
Yeah, that extra 20 HP really coming in clutch.
Victory point now under enemy control.
Wow. Already have our Sherman bulldozer in production for Ray. He does also lose an 8-rad there in the north, trying to protect it from the double cap. It's a good pickup for Ray.
Yeah.
We have a surplus of command points.
Sook's taking down 8-rad. Isildur, he has Panther buildable and he's getting his Panzer company up.
A munitions point is being attacked.
Oh wait, that's Nico.
Yeah, Nico. Ray, because of the double 8-rad, Isildur's still a fair bit of fuel away from his Panzer company. got a second pack in production, which is probably a good choice, anticipating some of the heavier allied armor on the field soon. Oh my god, look at this disgusting blob from Inca.
Yeah, really consolidating his forces. Tactical group hawk.
Mm-hmm. What do we got here? Medical bunker up. This is a great position for it.
Yeah.
It's going to help them minimize the bleed and have a good forward reinforced position.
They've captured a victory point.
Not much of indirect fire on the field for the Allies.
Yeah, there's actually no indirect fire on the field for anybody right now.
Well, that bunker's gonna enjoy that.
All 3 packs in position. Oh my gosh. Another volley from those 2 might have finished that thing off. Good choice backing off there. I feel like armor upgrade from Ray would be a good choice. Give him a little extra protection against those pack shots. Potentially bounce a couple more of them.
Triple cap is about to hit. Yeah, and the Axis, they're dropping below 200 VPs now.
Good flank on the machine gun. You might be able to decrew this AT gun.
Gets away.
Still stripping on the field for Nico.
Hellcat.
Sniper up at 39 kills now.
Make that 40.
Yeah.
What's that? Another 8 rat's been called in.
I gotta look at this fuel income.
Nico has gone for Luftwaffe. He's got infantry reserves. No loiter yet.
Yeah, we're looking at 125 more fuel right now for allies compared to Axis. Their fuel control on the opposing side has just been exceptional. But Axis holding on pretty well despite it. Pack 8 rad combination. Pretty difficult to push into.
Yeah. 2 minutes left at this rate, but they are making a play for the north.
We've got designate targets up from Minkauna. I don't understand this ability. It's 70 munitions and it does exactly what Recon Loiter does, except it also makes targets easier to hit.
Don't forget the 25% incoming weapon pen, Havoc.
Oh, that's right. Almost forgot about that. Oh, the 8 rats trying to pounce on the sniper, but protected by that M1 and the 105 blocking the way.
Oh, I didn't notice the Matilda. Well, we got a tanks out for Ingun as well. More troubles for the Axis.
I'm also a little surprised that Inca locked armored. I think he locked it pretty late, and I feel like as strong as that battle group is, in a game that you're clearly demolishing your opponent, I would have opted to pick something weaker in his position.
I think he actually locked in the heavy armor battle group very early at the beginning. Yeah, he locked it in at the start of the match.
Okay. Carpet bomb coming in. Does he see it? Oh my god.
Oh, they're all dead, Jim.
Oh, Silder, it's all falling apart, dude. He's down to 4 Grens and a... What is this? 8 rad.
Oh. Man. What?
Axis. Man, looks like they're gonna fold again with a whimper.
It fell apart right at the beginning of the match with Ray's play going airborne, securing the fuel, and Axis never recovered.
I mean, Grens aren't good at flanking. Can you go 8 Gren into an MG open against mixed allies? I'm not sure you would ever win that.
No.
Should they have gone something different, like a mortar?
Anything, really. I mean, getting an MG, getting a sniper, getting a mortar, I think all those at some point in the build would have been helpful.
Yeah.
GG's
And
call.
there's the GG.
Yeah. The 4 grand from both of them, I think was a big oversight. I think it was like they were both so short on fuel, and they both planned to pivot into tier 2 or 3 pretty quickly. And it's just like they were paralyzed. They had no idea what to do. They had a bunch of manpower coming in, didn't have enough to tech or get to officer quarters yet. And they both opted to pick Gren, when I think if they had 1 mortar and 1 sniper there, it would have made a massive difference in their ability to try and regain control of the fuel point. If they managed to get some good smokes on the machine gun, they could have pushed in with the grenadiers, have the sniper for potential counter snipe, or just, you know, playing up against those aggressive allied infantry, just picking them off, dealing some manpower bleed damage would have also been good. But they just couldn't get it together. And again, you know, we did see a bit of a missed opportunity from Isildur on his 8-rad timing. He had the opportunity to call it in about a minute before he actually did. And by then, the Stewart was on the field, ready to kind of handle any potential shock value. So just a lot of missed opportunities from Axis. And unfortunately, you know, we also saw Nico lock in Luftwaffe at the last minute, which means that battle group is now also spent for them going into game 3.
So is it going to be, seems to be a decent player that has faction pick?
You know, it's a good question. I need to start tracking that when we watch game 1 of these, but I believe so. And we'll know in a moment, because we'll load up game 3 here, and whoever we see on Allies in Eindhoven is probably the person with faction pick.
Probably. Yeah, I think we did see Big Nog get into the 300s. So and they finished like seems to be good. Seems to be decent. My God, these team names.
Perhaps.
They finished with 411 VPs. So I think they are gonna get faction choice precedent.
Team names are Destroy Havoc.
Thank you, Zados. It took the words right out of my mouth. All right, so we can see Eindhoven. It's going to be here for game 3. It's 1-1, and as correctly analyzed by Havoc, we see it is Big Nog, the VP losers, with Axis playing. They chose the South, which I think tracks. We can talk about that after we unpause here. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We good?
So yeah, as we see, seems to be decent players. They are pick allies, and that means that the other guys got to pick South. What's your take on that, Havoc? Do you find South to be the easier position to play from, and if so, why?
I'm a little confused. Are we playing? Is the format random positions or fixed?
No, the way it works is the team that doesn't get faction choice gets position choice.
Oh, okay.
With the idea being that we don't always see people picking strong faction, strong side. Just again, it's for more variety and to hopefully get closer games. So that the team that gets the weaker faction in a game 3 gets to pick the stronger side, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's the dream.
Okay. Yeah, I actually, so I do prefer South side on this map. There are more bottlenecks coming in from the north, which play really well to Axis strengths. Forcing the allies to come through these bottlenecks is going to make it easier to deal with their hordes of units. So I do think that this is more favorable in terms of side choice, so good choice by Nico. And Isildur.
Seems to be decent players won the last game, Spike. Dingo, not a care in the world.
Hasn't
Driving
been
up
penetrated
close.
once. I want to really quickly answer Debacle's question. If someone doesn't pick a battle group, that just means there's 3 available for the next game for them. So, just gives you more options.
Oh, Salieri, bike.
Oh, he is gonna get out. Yeah, he's very fast.
Dingo, not the fastest light vehicle, but it gets the damage in. Ooh.
Normally, I'm not a fan of the 2 sapper opening. With the TTK changes, there's a lot of things that now counter sappers much better than the last patch. So I'm not usually a fan of building a 2nd sapper early, but Inkahuna made it work and inflicted a lot of damage on Nico's units in terms of manpower.
Yes, sir. Anyway. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we got Australian Defense Battle Group pick from Inca. But no kangaroos. Still infantry section.
I like this choice. There's lots of good things about Australian battle group. He is missing out right now on the Aussie light sections. They might be the best scaling line infantry unit in the game, as far as I can tell. At Vet 3, they're just monstrosities, and they can go toe-to-toe against anything, including Stosstruppen with their snipe ability. But I don't know if we're going to see any of those out of Inca. They are a little expensive up front, and he did opt for building a standard section first.
Yeah. And for those wondering, Inkahuna is working his way through the frontline defenders. His next choice would either be vehicle repair or hold the line if he continues down this path.
Nico opting for a 3rd Bersaglieri squad. I think that's probably a good choice. Expecting to see a VSL or veteran squad leaders come out of him at one point. The Bursas get quite dangerous with veteran squad leader because they get a 10% damage reduction, which is actually far more effective than an extra 10 health, which a lot of units can get from veterancy. So I'm expecting to see Nico continue to lean into that infantry, but they're also, man, the Isildur's having a really tough time maintaining control of this fuel.
I'm surprised to see that we haven't seen any half-track upgrades. 250 getting converted to the autocannon.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 250 this patch, but I think a lot of players, they just anticipate a little bit too much danger from the Dingo in the early game. Well, speaking of Dingo, I thought he was going to eat a Faust there, but it looks like he dances out of range just in time.
Oh no, Isildur didn't have munitions for it.
Oh, he's short.
Oh. So Dingo fine.
This map control is just brutal right now.
Yeah. Axis has almost been pushed back to their base. They don't have much territory to their name.
Yeah, falling into the same kind of trap as last game, it looks like, leaning really heavily into the line units, but Allies playing really well from a positioning perspective. They've definitely, Ray's been handedly out-microing Isildur on the right-hand side of the map, and that's what's given him that fuel control. Little disappointed to see no machine gun out of Isildur.
Yeah.
Grenade? Oh. Is he gonna pick up that rifle?
Oh, 1 man left! Run, Forrest, run! Okay, he's good. He can open his shrimp business now.
We're losing a victory point.
Anyway, flag half track is unlocked for Nico. Does he have the fuel? Yeah, he just needs the manpower now. But he called in and... Panzerjägers, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to say, a little surprised to see him building the Panzerjäger before the flak. Typically what you want to be doing is you buy the flak, and by the time it's finished production, you should about have the manpower for the Panzerjäger, so they both come out on the field at the same time. And the shock value of those two units together can be really devastating, especially to something like an early Humber, which we're seeing out of Inca Una. So a bit of a missed opportunity there, in my opinion, for Nico.
Yeah, but is he gonna pick the Humber? He's going in. No dice. Hey, and he called in some Australians.
The Huns have 300 points.
I want to call it a little bit of a missed micro here from Nico. It looked like he was jockeying to try to do a quick dive on that Dingo, but what he's missing right now is when you have the Panzerjäger loaded into the half track, you can actually select the Panzerjäger unit and toggle on focus vehicles. And that allows you to be a lot more effective when you're diving vehicles, to have your Panzerjägers not shooting at infantry units that might happen to be closer. So yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity there. That 250 taking a lot of damage.
Man, I gotta write this down. Ah, yes. Flak feeling, finally.
A new battle group ability is yours
We
to
got
use.
flaks on the field.
Oh. Mine goes off. Nothing of significance lost.
Oh my god, Axis already down to almost 250 VPs 8 minutes in.
Yeah, they hold 5 territory points. Dang.
Silder decided to lock breakthrough, but they've had virtually no munitions income, so he hasn't had the opportunity to buy any MP40 kits for his Grenadiers. And bars are now ticking for Ray. Oh, this is such a tough position to be in.
Good hit on the Humber. Humps away.
Good flank by the Rifleman, picking up the 18-8 on this flak. No follow-up
Yeah.
though.
Oh, that grenade! It's gonna blow! Nice one.
This
But
is what
yeah.
I'm talking about, man. That, like, the micro difference that we're seeing between Ray and Isildur is substantial, which honestly I'm a little surprised / disappointed to see, because Isildur was such a tight micro player in Code 2.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I feel like I got to point out to you guys, I'm not sure if you saw it. If you, on Inca and Ray's side, Inca said flak, and after chasing the Germans out of the castle with nothing but grenades, Ray wrote, "Me don't care."
It says a lot about the position they're in right now.
Yeah. Isildur, 10 minutes in, finally getting a machine gun. We're taking down from 165 VPs for Axis. Finally getting... You know, so I want to backtrack on what I said a little bit, because the fuel on the south side is more difficult to defend because of the ruins, especially against allied infantry. But if you can do it, this position scales a lot better. And unfortunately, because we had no machine gun out of Isildur and no MP40 kits because of the munitions denial, he was not able to manage the defense of this fuel position. And the Allies are just eons ahead right now, and the Axis are paying for it dearly in terms of manpower.
A capture point is being underground.
Yeah.
Damnation! The sector's in enemy hands.
2-pounder called in by Inca. I actually like that against the flak
Against
feeling.
the 250. Oh, yeah, right. They had a flak feeling.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Number is out. Allies are just very comfortable in their position right now. Still 500 VPs. You can sense the desperation from these Axis infantry pushes. Just don't really seem to know what they want to do. They don't have a clear plan. Second machine gun coming out of Isildur.
Report just in. The ability is ready.
Yeah, they've finally secured their fuel. 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game.
Yeah. 5 riflemen from Ray pushing into the fuel position again. Machine gun is not positioned to meet them. He's rotating it now.
Yeah, they're dropping models fast.
down to one man. Oh my god. It's this blue wave of infantry. What have we got? We've got
Infantry blob. Yeah.
technically 8 rifle squads on the field right now because of this infantry assault, giving the extra 3.
Oh, mercy. They're demolishing the building. Next one to enter. The building crashes. It has 0 HP. We're back to the triple cap.
Keep the pressure on. They only have 100 points.
Allies slowly closing the choke on Axis here. Persevere squads are getting suppressed here on the VP. Just so many desperation pushes.
I think Seems to Be Decent player has made one heck of a combat considering their first game, how bad it was. They turned it around real fast.
I mean, they actually held much better on Axis side for Campbell's than we saw from Big Nog. And yeah, I think we're just seeing the micro prowess and better macro decisions really coming through. Oh, picks up the Humber.
Yeah,
Looks like
loses
it's gonna
the
be too little, too
250.
late.
Yeah, oh, Krat shoots him down.
It's 2 mines.
I must say, the Allies seems to be decent players. Hew, 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 hew.
Oh my god, look at this infantry blob being suppressed by this MG42.
They're down to that last 25 points.
There goes the MG. No, not yet.
Oh, they're all pinned, it looks like.
Threatening a victory.
No, another rifle squad coming in, and another blob. Oh my god.
Points left.
Blop, 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 blop.
Infantry training completed.
I want to point out, I think this might be the first game we have seen where the U.S. player built 0 AT. Purely relied on rifles and the infantry blob.
Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riflemen from Ray.
Yeah, definitely a testament to their fuel control, I would say. And again, I just think that the macro decisions by Axis were poor in both games between Isildur and Nico. Like, there's plenty of choices to help you manage some of the allied infantry pressure early on. Recently, I myself have started using the Stummel. The Stummel's a fantastic unit to deal with units in cover and blobs as well. You park that thing behind a couple grenadiers, and you can just slowly inch your way into a position through the damage and use of the smoke. But yeah, from my perspective, like, there were many reasons they lost this game, but the main one was just poor defense of the South Fuel by Isildur, and Ray definitely out-microing him. No machine gun until 10 minutes, I think, is also a big mistake. But yeah, I think, seems to be decent players really showing their decency and prowess over a Big Nog. And I guess that means they'll be advancing, right, Daniel?
That's what that means.
So, congratulations to team Seems to Be Decent players.
Mm-hmm.
Accurately named. Accurately
Perhaps.
named. Perhaps. Never gets old somehow. I was sure it would get old at some point, but it hasn't yet. All right, guys, we're going to do a quick bio break here. I'll put 10 minutes on the clock. We may be back before that. I got to do a little bit of admin stuff here as well. And we'll be back. Who knows who will be casting? Can't say which players. Can't say who will be on the mic. It's all a mystery. It's all up in the air. You'll just have to wait and see. But we will get another good set here for you in just a moment.
If you don't hear me within 10 minutes, call the president.
Don't do that.